You worked harder this year. You negotiated better. You stayed late, delivered results, improved your skills, and finally saw that number go up. Your salary increased. Maybe not dramatically, but enough to feel proud. Enough to think, this is the year things change. And yet, a few months later, nothing feels different. Your bank account balance looks almost the same. Your stress levels haven't dropped. You're still thinking about bills, still hesitating before investing, still wondering why earning more doesn't feel like progress. If this sounds familiar, you're not bad with money. You're leaking it. Not in obvious ways, not through reckless spending or wild financial mistakes. The real problem is quieter than that. It hides inside small upgrades, automatic payments, emotional decisions, and financial habits that expand the moment your income does. Every raise creates two possible paths. Path 1, your lifestyle grows with your income. Path 2, your margin grows faster than your lifestyle. Most people believe they're choosing the second. In reality, they slide into the first without noticing. And in 2026, this will matter more than ever. Wages are adjusting in many industries. Remote work, AI integration, competitive hiring markets, all of it is pushing salaries upward in specific sectors. But higher income without structural discipline doesn't create wealth. It creates faster consumption. The uncomfortable truth? Your raise isn't disappearing. It's being absorbed. Absorbed by upgraded subscriptions, slightly nicer housing, more convenient services, higher minimum payments, lifestyle expectations that quietly reset upward. Today, we're breaking down the 6 money leaks quietly draining your 2026 raises. These are structural leaks, the kind that compound month after month without triggering alarm bells. Some of them will feel justified, some will feel normal, some may even feel deserved. But if you don't identify them now, your next raise will disappear the same way. As you listen, I want you to think carefully. Which of these leaks are already active in your life? Which ones expanded after your last income increase? And before we dive in, do this. Comment below with one word: control. That's your commitment to not letting your 2026 income drift away unnoticed. If you believe raises should create freedom, not just better bills, hit the like button. It helps this channel reach more people who need financial clarity instead of financial noise. And if you're serious about building systems, not just income, subscribe to Finn Explains Money, because earning more is step 1. Keeping more is strategy. Now let's expose where your raise is really going.
The first money leak is lifestyle inflation disguised as progress. When income increases, the brain seeks alignment. You feel you should upgrade something. Maybe it's your apartment, maybe your car, maybe your wardrobe. The change often feels modest and reasonable. After all, you worked for it. But lifestyle upgrades rarely stop at one category. A slightly better apartment increases utilities, maintenance expectations, and furnishing standards. A nicer car increases insurance, fuel, service costs, and replacement expectations. Even small upgrades create permanent cost anchors. The key issue is permanence. Income can fluctuate, bonuses can disappear, markets can shift, but fixed lifestyle upgrades stay. They convert flexible income into rigid obligation. In your 20s, this leak delays investing momentum. In your 30s, it expands fixed monthly commitments during peak responsibility years. In your 40s, it reduces the acceleration window for retirement. In your 50s, it increases dependency on continued income. The solution isn't avoiding upgrades forever. It's upgrading at half the speed of income growth. If your salary increases by 10%, your lifestyle should grow by 5% or less. The remaining margin becomes fuel for investments, debt reduction, and liquidity. That margin is what creates freedom. The second leak is subscription creep. Streaming platforms, productivity apps, fitness memberships, cloud storage, premium banking features, AI tools. Small, recurring digital expenses feel harmless because individually they are. $10 here, $15 there, $20 for convenience. But subscriptions stack invisibly. And worse, they scale with income. Higher earners often justify more tools, more services, more automation. The real danger is automation itself. When payments become invisible, so does friction. And without friction, there's no evaluation. A powerful strategy is a quarterly subscription audit. Cancel everything non-essential. Resubscribe only if you actively miss it. This forces conscious recommitment instead of passive drift. The third leak is tax inefficiency. Most people celebrate gross raises without calculating net optimization. Are you maximizing retirement contributions? Are you adjusting withholdings? Are you using tax-advantaged accounts fully? Higher income without tax strategy increases leakage to systems you don't control. In 2026, with evolving tax brackets and retirement limits, small adjustments can protect thousands annually. Especially for earners moving into new brackets, strategic contribution timing matters. Tax awareness isn't complexity, it's preservation. The fourth leak is lifestyle financing. Buy now, pay later, 0% financing, reward credit cards with rollover balances. These feel intelligent, they feel optimized. Sometimes they are, but they change behavior. When purchases separate from immediate payment, spending elasticity increases. You buy slightly more, slightly sooner, slightly higher tier. Over time, microfinancing becomes macro drag. Interest isn't always the only cost. Psychological normalization of debt expands risk tolerance in subtle ways. The fifth leak is underinvested raises. Many people increase savings only marginally after raises. Instead of increasing investment contributions proportionally, they let excess sit in checking accounts, earning minimal return. Idle cash feels safe, but inflation quietly erodes it. If your income rises, your investment automation should adjust the same week, not next quarter, not next year, immediately. Wealth is built by automating decisions at the moment of income expansion. The sixth leak is social comparison. As income rises, your peer group often shifts, expectations shift, vacations become more elaborate, gifts become more expensive, dining becomes more frequent. Comparison is expensive, and it scales with income. If your standard of normal increases every time your earnings do, you will never feel ahead, because the goalpost moves faster than your savings rate. A practical strategy is defining a fixed lifestyle baseline independent of income. Commit to living on a percentage, not a perception. For example, cap lifestyle at 60% of your net income. Let the rest fund assets. The deeper pattern behind all 6 leaks is simple. Income growth without structural redesign leads to consumption drift. Every raise demands a system upgrade, not a reward upgrade. If you don't pre-allocate your raise before it arrives, it will be allocated by habit, and habits are expensive when scaled. In 2026, the winners won't be those who earn the most. They will be those who control expansion the best, because financial stability isn't about how much flows in, it's about how much remains, compounds, and protects you from volatility. Your raise is potential energy, but without direction, potential energy dissipates. The question is not whether you deserve upgrades. You probably do. The question is whether you deserve long-term freedom more. When your next raise arrives, decide in advance what percentage builds assets, what percentage increases liquidity, what percentage upgrades lifestyle. Make that decision before emotion touches the money, because once money hits your account without instruction, it follows your old patterns. And old patterns don't create new outcomes. Plug the leaks before you chase bigger raises, because bigger income flowing through a leaking system only increases the loss. Control the structure, and your 2026 raise will finally feel like progress.
When you understand the 6 leaks, the next step is structural correction. Awareness alone does not change outcomes. Systems do. Most people treat raises emotionally. They feel relief first, then reward themselves. Only later do they consider optimization. By that point, the new expenses have already anchored into their monthly rhythm. To reverse this pattern, you need a pre-raise framework. Before your next increase hits your account, decide the destination of every additional dollar. Think of it as giving each dollar a job before it arrives. Income without assignment drifts toward convenience. Income with assignment builds leverage. Start with margin expansion. If your raise adds $500 per month after taxes, commit at least 50% immediately to long-term allocation. That could mean retirement accounts, index funds, debt elimination, or building a liquidity reserve. The remaining 50% can be divided intentionally between lifestyle upgrades and short-term flexibility. This structure prevents lifestyle inflation from absorbing 100% of your progress. Next, strengthen friction. Modern finance is optimized for ease: one-click payments, auto-renewals, instant financing. Frictionless spending increases financial leakage because it removes pause. You need controlled friction in your system. For example, remove stored credit cards from major online retailers. Require manual entry for large purchases. Turn off one-click buy options. These micro-frictions create reflection moments. Reflection moments protect raises. Now address recurring cost gravity. Housing, transportation, insurance, and food are the 4 largest cost anchors in most budgets. When income rises, these categories quietly stretch upward. You move closer to city centers, lease newer vehicles, upgrade grocery preferences, choose better value within the same spending ceiling. This approach increases quality without increasing fixed cost ratios. Then examine debt velocity. Many people carry manageable debt while receiving raises. The temptation is to maintain minimum payments because they feel affordable, but raises are powerful accelerants when directed at debt elimination. Eliminating a 19% interest credit balance provides a guaranteed return greater than most investments. Accelerating principal payments on high-interest obligations reduces future leakage permanently. Debt compounds against you. Raises can compound for you. Decide which side compounds faster. Liquidity is another overlooked element. Higher income often reduces urgency around emergency savings. People feel secure because cash flow feels stronger, but strong cash flow without reserves is fragile. Build or expand a 6-month expense reserve. If you already have one, increase it proportionally to your new lifestyle baseline. Raises should strengthen resilience, not weaken it. Resilience preserves raises during volatility. Investment allocation must also evolve. If your salary pushes you into higher contribution capacity, increase automatic transfers immediately. Increase 401k percentages. Maximize employer matches fully. Expand into taxable brokerage accounts if retirement limits are met. Automation ensures that your raise compounds without requiring ongoing discipline. But there's another dimension many people miss: identity inflation. As income rises, satisfaction rises temporarily. This is called hedonic adaptation. What feels luxurious today becomes normal within months. Your brain resets baseline expectations. If you continuously upgrade lifestyle to chase renewed excitement, you enter an expensive cycle. Each upgrade provides diminishing emotional return while increasing fixed cost. Instead of upgrading for emotion, upgrade for utility. Invest in tools that increase earning capacity. Invest in education that expand opportunity. Invest in health that extends productivity. These upgrades generate return, not just pleasure. Return-based upgrades protect raises.
Another subtle leak is time cost substitution. Higher earners often outsource tasks to save time. Cleaning services, meal delivery, premium services, expedited convenience options. Outsourcing can be strategic, but without evaluation, it expands quickly. Calculate hourly value carefully. If outsourcing frees time that increases income or meaningful rest, it may be justified. If it simply reduces mild inconvenience, reconsider. Money should buy leverage, not laziness. Let's talk about peer pressure dynamics. As income rises, social invitations expand. Destination weddings, luxury group vacations, high-end dining expectations. Declining becomes psychologically harder because your earning level is visible. Pre-commit to an annual discretionary cap for social spending. When the cap is reached, decline politely without guilt. Protecting long-term freedom is more important than temporary approval. Approval is expensive. Another structural improvement involves raise splitting. Instead of viewing raises annually, split them monthly into 3 buckets: asset building, security, and enjoyment. Asset building fuels investments, security funds liquidity and insurance improvements, enjoyment funds lifestyle upgrades intentionally. This tri-split model balances discipline with satisfaction. Now consider future self-alignment. Ask yourself, if your 60-year-old self could allocate this raise, what would they prioritize? Likely debt elimination, retirement maximization, and health investments. Future perspective corrects present bias. Financial maturity is the ability to prioritize long-term stability over short-term validation. There's also risk management. Higher income sometimes leads to higher financial risk tolerance. You may increase speculative investing, crypto allocations, concentrated stock positions, aggressive ventures. Raises create confidence. Confidence without diversification creates fragility. Limit speculative exposure to a defined percentage of your net worth. Protect the majority of your raise within diversified, long-term vehicles. Protection is underrated. We must also address income dependency. When raises become expected annually, lifestyle planning may assume continuation. But industries change, automation evolves, economic cycles shift. Avoid planning fixed expenses based on projected future raises. Plan based on current stable income. Treat raises as surplus, not entitlement. Entitlement erodes resilience. Another advanced tactic is raise front-loading. The first 3 months after a raise are critical. If you immediately increase automatic transfers during that window, your brain adapts to the new lower spending baseline. If you delay adjustments, your spending baseline expands first. Front-load discipline before lifestyle adapts. Small percentage changes compound dramatically over decades. Increasing savings rate from 15% to 22% may not feel dramatic monthly, but over 20 years, it can represent hundreds of thousands in difference.
Your raise is not about this month. It is about 20 years from now. Let's revisit the 6 leaks in simplified form. Lifestyle inflation converts raises into fixed obligations. Subscription creep hides recurring leakage. Tax inefficiency transfers unnecessary income externally. Lifestyle financing normalizes expanded spending. Underinvestment delays compounding. Social comparison accelerates baseline expansion. Each leak alone seems manageable. Together, they neutralize income growth. The antidote is intentional structure. Create a raise protocol document. Write it down. Specify percentages. Define automatic adjustments. Schedule quarterly audits. Review annually. Treat raises like business revenue, not personal windfall. Businesses reinvest surplus strategically. They build reserves. They optimize tax efficiency. They scale cautiously. Operate your personal finances with similar discipline. Finally, redefine what a successful raise means. Success is not feeling richer immediately. Success is increasing optionality.
Optionality means you can change jobs without panic, take a sabbatical if necessary, reduce hours later in life, support family members without debt, retire earlier than planned. Optionality is funded by controlled expansion. In 2026, many people will earn more than they did in 2025, but only some will be financially stronger. The difference will not be income level, it will be leakage control. When your next raise arrives, pause before upgrading anything visible. Upgrade your system first. Increase automation percentages, strengthen reserves, accelerate debt elimination. Then, and only then, consider lifestyle improvements within predefined limits. This order matters because money expands to fill available expectation. Lower expectations create higher freedom. Higher expectations create tighter dependency. Your raise is not the goal. Freedom is the goal. And freedom is built quietly through structural discipline applied consistently over time. If you eliminate the leaks, your raises will stop disappearing. They will start compounding. They will start protecting you. They will start building a future where income is optional, not mandatory. That is the real promotion. And it doesn't come from your employer. It comes from how you manage what you already earn.